How you doing, everyone? Greg Flower here, Buy It, Rent It, Profit. Another Thursday night. Welcome to our underwriting class, or I should say underwriting event. And I have my lovely assistant, Karen, with me, running the room. So tonight we're going to be looking at an off-market property that got sent to me from a realty. And it is 96 units in Ohio. So let's get down to it. Let me start sharing my screen. There. And y'all can see my screen, Buy It, Rent It, Profit, with my ad there. We're going to go to Workstation. This is what you see when you get into Buy It, Rent It, Profit. And here's our Tools and Resources dashboard. We're going to go to Real Estate Investment Analyzer. So then we fill out our valuation calculator. So this property is 5.5 million. Their NOI is 359, 396. Hey, Terrence.
Hey, Craig. Hey, Greg. Karen.
Welcome aboard.
Hey, I'm excited. I'm ready to roll.
We're going to still put in our 7%. There is some owner financing, but I'm just going to underwrite this straight away to show you the difference.
Okay.
We're going to do 30 years here. See what this brings us to our debt service coverage ratio needs to be 1.25. So got to put a little bit more money down. Get that up. I think it's going to be right around, 34 or 35%. Actually, 34.5% will do it, but this doesn't have 0.5%. So we get our debt coverage ratio right. Our current cap rate is a 6.3, and our ROI is coming in at a 384. But we're going to watch those changes as we go along. So here we go. Share the screen instead. So this is our property details. So this is a multifamily. Name of the property is, I'm just going to call it Ohio. And I did download a picture. Let me go to my gallery. It'll be there in a second. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Lord. Maybe I went to pictures. I think I'd be ready for this. Here it is. I got a couple different looks on this property. This might be a different building. Like there's 7 different buildings here in this. One of them is an office space. So the one, if you go into Google Maps, you can see it has a what they call a mansard roof. This looks more like a flat roof. But anyway, 1972, 51 years old. I do not know what these areas are. They didn't come with the little bit of information that I got from them. I mean, I got the T12, and I got the rent roll, and I got the expenses, and I got all that. I got very little other information. I did find out the square footage of the units today, so that's a good thing. So we're going to go on to page 2 here of our underwriting. So we do want to supply unit details. This is a big property. It's 96 units. So studios, they have 12 studios. Average square footage on those studios is 550 square feet.
Wow, even that's big.
Yeah, for a studio, it is pretty big. The average, so what I did, the rents are all over the place. There's highs, there's lows. The studios rent from between, well, it's not too bad for the studios, between $450 and $550. So the new leases that they're writing, they're asking 550, which is still under market for that area. So I just took an average, and once we get into the other sizes of units, sorry, had a brain fart there. The average rent here in the studios is 489. And again, this will get better as we really drill down. So we have 1-bedrooms. So there are 15 1-bedrooms. Those are 665 square feet. And the average rent on the 1-bedrooms is 575. So again, those rent between the high is 650 and the low is 510. So it's easier in this case just to take the averages. Otherwise, I'd be doing, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd have 9 different lines for the 1-bedrooms. And that's okay. I mean, if you want to drill down that deep, drill down that deep. This is just a preliminary underwriting to make sure it looks like a good deal. So on the 2-bedrooms, there's 36 of those. Average size on those is 840 square feet, which is a really nice size 2-bedroom. The average rent on those are $685. And again, I mean, I can't even. I have like a whole page on those. 2-bedrooms. Yeah, it is. At the low rent is like 560, and the high rent is 750. And I think on the new leases they're going to go even higher. I think they're going to go closer to 800. But right now, this is what they have. And look at the price per square foot; it's under $1. This property is right on Lake Erie. It's really nice, and there's a bunch of 3-bedrooms as well. There's 33 of those. Those are 1,000 square feet. And check out the average rent on these, $780 for a 3-bedroom. So again, and those the high and lows on those are, let's see, they're all over the place. I think the low is 700. Nope, 675, and the high is 850. So nothing's even touching 900. So I looked at apartments.com and real quick to do a quick COTA on them. The 3-bedrooms, and again, under $1 a square foot, unheard of. The COTA or the rents are between $1,000 and $1,300 for a 3-bedroom, which, that sounds about right. Not like we get around here, but that sounds about right. So, and this, you have for your annual income, you got $778,000 just in rents. So there is additional income. They have a laundry, they have some fees, and somebody paid $15 for something. I have no idea what, but they just wrote that as other. So their other income is $8,276. And have 5% vacancy rate, which is average. They currently have, actually they have 6 vacants, but they do have a signed contract lease, which probably started today, February 1st. So they're down to 5 vacants, 96 units. It gives them a little above 5%. So let's go to the next page. We're going to put in the expenses. Now they have a lot of expenses, so bear with me. So I estimated their real estate tax, and they were pretty close. They came up with $62,000, which was probably last year's or the year before's tax. I found out their millage rate, and if we pay $5.5 million, that's what this is going for. We're going to pay roughly about $70,000 in taxes. Isn't too bad, considering the size of the property. So remember our formula, right? You take the price of the property times 80% or times 0.80, and you times that times the millage rate. And I think I wrote the millage rate down here someplace, but it's nope, that's something else. Oh, here it is. It's I think it's like 16.245 or something like that. I just wrote 16 dot, but that's how you calculate. And you divide that number by 1,000, and then you come up with your $70,000. It actually came up to 69,999.96. So I just rounded up to 70,000. Makes life a lot simpler. So I'm going to just get rid of this reserve number because we're going to put in a new reserve number. They put in their insurance number at 32K. I'm sure that'll change once we purchase the property. If we purchase the property, I should say when we purchase the property. They have a management fee of $24,000 annually, which isn't too bad for this size property. Got that right. They have legal fees. So they probably had a couple of evictions, but I got to add that in here. Oops. Not too expensive. Their legal fees are $28.60. So maybe they just had one eviction for the year. Probably about right. They have another line item called software. So maybe they use some sort of management software or something like that. They have a lot of things that you don't normally see on the OM. Oops. And it's only $33.60, so they probably pay a monthly fee for that. They have internet and telephone, so it's probably just an internet bill. Put in telco, and it's minimal. It's only $1,109. They carry workman's comp insurance, so they probably have somebody working on the property because they do have a payroll. Oh, that's a handyman. Terrence, that could be you one day.
Mm-hmm.
That's only $961. Is probably an annual. Then they have contract services and maintenance. So I lumped those two together. And that number is $46,000. So they probably have a lot of, oops. Yeah, 46.8, not 6. And moving right along. They have pest control, $37.70. This is good that they really give us a lot of expenses because now you can believe them.
Right.
And their pest control number is $37.70. Again, I rounded up on a lot of these only because they were giving me pennies. I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. And because this is up north, they have snow removal and landscaping.
Oh, good. I was gonna.
You don't get much snow up there, right?
Ha 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 ha. Man, this weather. We get all 4 seasons in one day.
I remember those days. And
Man.
look, they even added trash. You never see trash on these OMs. And they actually put it on here. And $10,000, $10,200. Now I don't know this number. This is an odd number that I've never seen on any OM yet. I don't know if Brian came on there or not yet, but they have gas and fuel. So I don't know if they have their own lawnmowers, their own trolley carts, their own boats, but
Maybe it's gas heat.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe they're buying, I don't know. Maybe they have propane heaters someplace that they use. It's 38,362. To me, that was a big number for gas and fuel. But hey,
Wow.
I don't know what they're using it for. And they got water and sewer. That's up here. And I'm bouncing all over the place. This is the way they wrote it on there. P&L. That's $53,000. But you know, it's a big place. Then they have electric in the common areas only. So a lot of these places are separately metered, or the whole place must be separately metered because this is the only one they're paying for. That's $9,039. And last but not least, here's another odd number I've never seen before. Supplies.
Maybe like office supplies or something.
Yeah, wait till you see the number though, Terrence. $18,000.
Wow.
Oops, wrong spot. Yeah, that's what I said.
That's a lot of paper.
Right? That's a lot of paper. So we have 96 units here. And when we spoke with Chad, our senior underwriter, he said put $250 a unit in times 96. That's $24,000 and it have to go in reserves that they didn't put in. They don't have this number in. So, but I mean, look at the expense number. It's right on the money. Where should our expenses be? Between 45 and 55%. So there may be a couple of others that they didn't put on here. I mean, they're pretty detailed when they listed expenses. So I'm going to say this is pretty close. And again, once we do our forensic audits and really drill down, we'll know. But 45% is actually a close number.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go see where we come out here. Look at our cash on cash, even after expenses. Usually we'll wind it up at 2 and 3%. This is double that, almost 6.5. So we're gonna move right along. We're gonna keep this number as it is. Okay, let's see where we end up here now. Look at our debt coverage ratio with the 43. So now we can put less money down. Let's go down to 30. See where it brings us. We can probably go to 25. Yep, 25 will do it. I'll bring it up to 26 just to get us above 2.5. So now we only have to put it down just a straightaway underwriting. 1.5 million, a little under. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Let's go on to our next step. This is everything we put in so far. This is how we ditch the spreadsheet. And we're going to come out. Let's do our growth. You know, I'd love to say our growth is going to be more than 3%, which it absolutely should be, considering how low the market rent is. But I'm just going to leave it like we normally underwrite. We're going to cut expenses down, so we're only going to 1% growth on expenses. Cost of sale 1.5. We'll leave that at 10. And look at our cash on cash, still looking good. That's only because we put less money down now, because we were able to.
Right.
Let's see where we end up here. 18.44.
Well, that's without increased rents.
This is straight away underwriting. This is average rent. This is where we get to play now. So let me do this real quick. I'm going to send this to myself, which I think I did already once before, but let me send it out to myself.
The investor love that number.
Right? Even our cash on cash number, we love to see it. And this is with the low rents. Let me copy this. I'm going to go to my email. Here, I'll even share the screen instead. I'll go to my email.
So we still don't know what kind of rehab has to be done, correct?
No, like I said, once we get boots on the ground there, let's go to compose. Let's send it to me. So we did that in less than 20 minutes, 96 units. This is, I'm just going to put Lorraine. And let's put our Control V. There's our link. Let's send it. Let's go over to my inbox. Hey, look, there it is. Here's our beautiful report. Share the screen instead. And here's everything we did. Here's step 1. There's the valuation. Here's all our expenses. So let me go back to here. All right, here's our underwriting. So let's go back and play now, like we like to do. Let's go to property income. Now, I'm not going to go crazy with these rents. I'm just going to raise them up a little bit. I'm going to let's shoot this one to 550. The 1 bedrooms, this is really low. I'm going to go to 750. 2 bedroom, I'm going to go to 850. The 3 bedroom, I remember I said 3 bedroom, they're going for 1,300. This rent is half of that. No, I'm going to go to 1,200. No, I'm going to go to 1,100. Okay, so here's our old number. Our annual income was right here. Y'all can see this, right? $778,000. And our cash on cash is the 5.85. Let's save this. I want to go back and see it.
Brian raised his hand.
Brian has a question.
Yes. I can't get the chat to open up. I saw it, but I can't get the chat to open.
So now look, our square footage, our price per square foot went right to $1. I didn't go crazy. Went right to $1. Let me see if I can get the chat to open.
I'll just have Brian ask his question.
Has anyone done a market survey to verify base rate? Yes, I did. I went on to apartments.com, and the 3 bedrooms can go up to in excess of $1,300. And I even researched Lorraine. So that's why I'm not going crazy with the rents. The 1 bedrooms can go to as high as, let me go back to here. Sorry. Oh, here we are. You guys can see the deal analyzer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the 1 bedrooms can, the studios can go to, I think it was 7 to 725. The 1 bedrooms can go to almost 900. The 2 bedrooms can go, I mean, I just did a quickie. I didn't dive deep. The 2 bedrooms can go as high as 1,000, and the 3 bedrooms can go to 1,300, 1,350. That's why I'm not going crazy here. I'm being a good asset manager. I'm being on the conservative side, and they're only 5% vacant. But let's go. Now let's go here. Let's go to our last page. And let's see where that takes us. I might not go up too crazy.
Oh,
It doubled just by those little raises in rent. It was 18.44. Now it's at 34.49. So let's see if we can go one step greater. Look at our debt service coverage.
wow.
We are covering that debt, baby. Let's go one step further. What am I doing here? I'm lost. Here, right here. This is what I wanted. Let's say we pay $5 million. Get 500,000. Let's adjust that. Now it's a 12 cap. Almost a 13. Look at our cash on cash. 24.47. Let's go see what our IRR is. Our internal rate of return. Went from 34 to 36. Almost 36 and a half.
Okay, now I just can't remember. Is there a way to put in a rehab number?
You can add that into your expenses, I would believe.
Yes, add it to the expenses, Greg.
Thank you.
So what would you say per unit?
I haven't seen them.
I know we haven't either. So that's
worst case scenario, $5,000 per unit.
Five.
That's wow. I was going to say 2.
I was going to say 10.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, we don't know what they look like.
You
so we
clearly
can't
have
even,
never done a rehab.
No.
Yeah.
well, I put in 2000.
If
I put in, I'm sorry, Brian.
it'd be about $5,000, like to the studs.
All right.
But then
That's more
that's not finding any wiring problems or any plumbing
right.
problems and having to go from cast iron to PVC. So there's just a lot of stuff that can go. It could get ugly real fast, depending on what they look like inside. That's why we really don't know until we get Terrence there, and then
Mm-hmm.
he can say, is it wire coppering, wire. You know what I'm saying, Chief? If is it,
Yes. If
he
it's
goes
copper
in
or
and check.
aluminum wiring,
Yes,
because it
sir.
was built in
Fuse.
1972, so it could be some
Could
aluminum
be fuse.
wiring.
Yeah, it could be aluminum wiring. So he would have to take pictures of the fuse, the outlets, and then then obviously plumbing. You're not really gonna be able to tell unless you bring a contractor there. But we get a basic idea. But worst case scenario, if you have to redo plumbing and wiring, you're looking at about $5,000 to $8,000 a unit.
So if we add in, let's do that. Let's go with the higher rents, but we're going to add in about 5,000 a unit.
It's
5,000 a
480,000.
unit. That's 480,000 at $5,000 a year. But according to the write-up, I think some of them have been rehabbed or modernized.
Yeah, and that's a lot. Like I said, guys, 5,000 unit. Not all of them are going to need 5,000. I'm just saying,
Right.
that's worst
Yeah.
case scenario. That would be like they were flooded, there were fire, there's mold damage again. So
But that would, not to interrupt you, Brian, but a good way to do that is you negotiate the price down, which we did here on this
absolutely,
example. In this
absolutely,
example,
absolutely, exactly, absolutely.
we
We
went,
found that kind of.
yeah.
So let's just do a $2,200. That'll get you granted in there. That'll get you nice total. That'll get you really nice units.
So I'll roughly be
Though,
about
but
half
again,
of
too,
that.
Chief. But again, too. I mean, we didn't see much of the area. Not driving around. You don't want to over improve. Even though
Right.
even though you can spend $2,200, you necessarily wouldn't want to. I'd rather spend that money on the grounds because
Mm-hmm.
if you over improve the asset, there's no way to get that payback period down. So that was like one of the great mysteries with that group of the guy that plays the guitar with the
Oh,
properties that he does. I was
Jason
like, they,
Schaller.
yeah.
yeah, they go crazy with over improving. I'm like, bro, how do you, how does have anybody ever heard of a payback period? How do you make that work? But I've seen that area enough from the 10,000 square foot view we did in Walmart being right down the road and that kind of being look like that's where everybody goes on Saturday. I don't really see over improving them and putting granite countertops and a bunch of stuff in there and that you're really going to get that back.
Mm-hmm.
So I did add a rehab line in expenses at $2,200 a unit, comes out to 211,000. It raises your expenses almost 10%. And with the higher rents, let's go and let's play. Let's see. It's our cash on cash is still almost 10. Let's see and you're still at a 23 on an IRR.
And what was your purchase price? Did you keep it
5
at
million. Yeah, I kept it at 5 million. If I can go back and raise it.
And you did say owner financing is available on this,
Owner
right?
financing is available at 4.9% for 8 years. And I think the amount was $2.6 million. So that's almost half. That's actually a little bit more than half. So, even that makes it a better product. I'll let you know now your interest rate instead of 7% is 4.9, so that drops it 2 percentage points because let's call it a 5. So you go from 2, on your loan, which he's holding it. They give him the 2 million up front, or 2.5 million up front. He's holding the other 2.5 million at 5%, 4.9% for 8 years. I think we can pay that off.
Yeah. That's what I was. That's kind of.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out how this Pace Morby guy always gets into these properties with no money. Like, what is he saying? I feel like buying this course so I can figure out, like, what are you saying to someone to convince them that, to let you in at no money down? I don't
Well,
understand that.
my guess is that the deal he's making is you give me the property, I'll continue paying your note and pay you a monthly stipend until the note's paid.
Yeah, but
Terms.
why? Unless
Yeah,
it this didn't hasn't sold in a while, that's
this
the
is an
person
off-market
doesn't want to
property.
run it.
This didn't come through Crexy. This came through a private realtor that I've been in touch with.
So yeah, that I mean, I don't know how that would work. Somebody, I mean, I want money up front, unless they were just so plumb tired of the
Mhm.
property and the headaches that it came with. They're like, yeah, y'all manage it.
That's possible. No, but I mean, any way you write this deal, I mean, it's a winner. The only thing I didn't do is send it off to Chad to have him look at it. I did send it to Dr. Danny and you and Chucky until we
Okay,
talked more about it. But
Chucky ain't gonna know what he's looking at.
oh, I know, but I just wanted to keep him in the loop. That's all. Let me stop my share screen so make sure I'm stopping the right thing here. So basically, that's it. That's it in a nutshell. That's the Lorraine property in Ohio, 96 units. So
Terrence, when can we get someone?
You want to stop recording?
yeah, I just want to say a couple of words, Brian. I don't want to interrupt you, but I just want to
No,
close out
please
by
go.
saying tomorrow night, if you're in the Tampa area, the Tampa area, at the International Plaza Mall, we're going to be at 1010 in Conte, doing our BRP meetup. Starts at 5:30 p.m. Secondly, that's on February the 2nd. Secondly, open up www.prpedu.com and become a subscriber. It's free to subscribe. If you want to become a member, there's a 7-day free trial, and there's membership specials going on. Become a member. You get plenty of free content. You get the deal analyzer. If you just become a subscriber, you're going to sign up for our emails where you get plenty of case studies, tons and tons of activities. And there's also a spot in there to be part of our mastermind, deal with Brian directly and the team. So we hope to see everybody as soon as possible. And thank you again for showing up for our BRP underwriting event. Everybody be blessed and have a great night. Follow us on Facebook too, BRP EDU Investment Group. And with that, I will say goodnight.